Hello, I'm Dr. Sophie Miller. Did you know that sweet fruit you eat every day thinking you're doing your body good might be silently harming your brain? Surprising, isn't it? This is the harsh reality that many discover too late. After the age of 60, certain fruits that appear healthy could be slowly stealing your memory, cell by cell. If you're over 60 and lately you've been forgetting familiar names, where you put your keys, or even important appointments, you're not alone. But what few people realize is that part of this cognitive decline might be directly related to what you put on your breakfast plate or in your daily dessert. This is what we'll talk about today. And believe me, this information could completely change the health of your brain. What really happens in your brain when you consume certain fruits? It's fascinating and concerning at the same time. When we consume fruits with a high glycemic index, our body experiences rapid spikes in blood glucose. For the aging brain, this is particularly harmful. Recent studies from Harvard University show that these sugar spikes trigger inflammatory processes in brain cells, interfering with the production of acetylcholine, a crucial neurotransmitter for memory and learning. It's as if each sugar spike creates a small inflammatory storm in the brain, and over time, these storms leave permanent scars on the neural pathways responsible for cognition. Can you imagine the cumulative effect of this over years or decades? It's devastating for our ability to think clearly and remember important information. Let me share with you the story of Anthony, a real case I treated in my practice. Anthony, a retired professor at 67, noticed he was forgetting the names of students he met on the street. He had always prided himself on his sharp memory, but now struggled to remember details from recent conversations. Concerned, he sought medical help. During our nutritional consultation, I was surprised to discover that Anthony consumed a large bowl of fruits for breakfast daily: mango, ripe banana, watermelon, and raisins, all fruits with a high glycemic index. "I thought I was taking care of my health," he confessed, perplexed. And that's the problem. Many of us make choices that seem healthy but might be contributing to cognitive issues. Now let's talk about the 5 fruits that might be silently sabotaging your brain. The first is ripe mango. Rich in natural sugars, it causes rapid glucose spikes that can stress vulnerable brain cells. The riper the mango, the higher its sugar content. Have you noticed how a very ripe mango is almost as sweet as candy? That's a warning sign. The second fruit is very ripe banana. That banana with brown spots that many consider at the ideal point for consumption is actually full of sugar. The darker the peel, the higher the sugar content, and the lower the amount of beneficial resistant starch. Resistant starch is a type of carbohydrate that feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which in turn produce substances that protect the brain. Did you know that? The third culprit is watermelon. Despite being refreshing and delicious, especially in summer, watermelon has a high glycemic index and low fiber content to compensate. This means that the sugar is quickly absorbed by the body, causing those glucose spikes I mentioned earlier. Have you noticed how easy it is to eat large amounts of watermelon at once? This further potentiates the problem. In fourth place, we have raisins. They are dehydrated fruits with highly concentrated sugar without the water and fiber that would normally help balance its absorption. A small portion of raisins can contain as much sugar as several fresh grapes, but without the satiety effect provided by the water present in fresh fruit. Have you thought about this when adding raisins to your morning cereal? Finally, we have pineapple. Especially when very ripe, pineapple can cause significant elevations in blood glucose. Its extremely sweet taste is a clear indicator of high sugar content. Have you ever felt that tingling sensation on your tongue when eating pineapple? This is due to bromelain, a beneficial enzyme, but the high sugar content can nullify its benefits for brain health. Now, it's important to clarify, this doesn't mean you should completely eliminate these fruits from your diet. The key is moderation, combination with proteins and healthy fats, and choosing less ripe versions when possible. For example, a greener banana has less sugar and more resistant starch, or you can eat a smaller portion of mango along with a handful of nuts, which helps slow down sugar absorption. But I wouldn't be a good doctor if I only pointed out problems without offering solutions, would I? So, let's talk about the 5 fruits that are true shields for your brain, especially after 60. First, we have blueberries. They are rich in antioxidants and flavonoids that fight brain inflammation and improve communication between neurons. Research published in the Journal of Neuroscience shows that people who regularly consume blueberries have a 24% lower risk of developing cognitive decline compared to those who don't consume them. Isn't it incredible how a small fruit can make such a big difference? Second, we have strawberries. They contain antioxidants and have a low glycemic index, helping regulate blood sugar while nourishing the brain. Strawberries are particularly rich in vitamin C, which protects brain cells from oxidative stress. A cup of strawberries a day can be a true gift for your brain. Have you already incorporated strawberries into your daily diet? The third protective fruit is avocado. Technically a fruit, avocado is rich in healthy monounsaturated fats that promote the health of blood vessels that feed the brain. Additionally, it contains lutein, a carotenoid that accumulates in the brain and eyes and is associated with better cognition. Half an avocado a day can work wonders for your brain health. Have you tried adding avocado to your breakfast? In fourth place, we have blackberries. They contain compounds that help eliminate toxic proteins associated with Alzheimer's disease. Blackberries are rich in anthocyanins, pigments that give them their characteristic color and have potent neuroprotective effects. Studies show that these compounds can even stimulate neurogenesis, the formation of new neurons, even in aging brains. Imagine the possibilities. Finally, we have tart cherries. They possess potent anti-inflammatory properties and help improve sleep quality, essential for memory consolidation. Deep sleep is when our brain processes and stores memories from the day, and tart cherries contain natural melatonin, which helps regulate the sleep cycle. A small portion of tart cherry juice before bed can significantly improve your sleep quality and, consequently, your memory. Returning to Anthony's story, after 3 months following my recommendations, replacing high glycemic index fruits with more neuroprotective options and consuming them together with nuts or natural yogurt to slow down sugar absorption, he noticed a significant difference in his cognition. It's as if the mental fog was dissipating, he reported during our follow-up consultation. I can remember names again and my thoughts are clearer. I even went back to doing crossword puzzles, something I had abandoned because it was becoming frustrating. I explained to Anthony that by reducing chronic inflammation and providing specific nutrients for the brain, he was not only protecting his brain cells, but possibly even stimulating neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections. Did you know that even after 60, your brain can still create new neural pathways? It's fascinating how our brain continues to be adaptable throughout life. The difference between choosing a ripe mango or a handful of blueberries for your afternoon snack might seem insignificant today, but the cumulative impact of these choices over the years could be the difference between a sharp, independent mind or a memory that prematurely fades. It's a daily investment in your future cognition. Think about this. Every time you choose a low glycemic fruit rich in antioxidants, you're literally feeding your brain cells the nutrients they need to function optimally and protect themselves against damage. It's like depositing small amounts into a savings account. Over time, compound interest makes this investment very valuable. How do you integrate these protective fruits into your daily routine? I'll share some simple strategies. In the morning, add a small portion of blueberries or strawberries to your yogurt or oatmeal. At lunch, include half an avocado in your salad. As an afternoon snack, a small portion of blackberries with some nuts. And before bed, if you have trouble falling asleep, try a small glass of unsweetened tart cherry juice. Remember also that combining these fruits with proteins or healthy fats helps slow down sugar absorption, reducing the glycemic impact. For example, instead of eating a fruit alone, combine it with a bit of cheese, natural yogurt, nuts, or seeds. Another important strategy is rotating fruits. Don't always consume the same fruits. Each contains different beneficial phytonutrients, so a varied diet will ensure you get a wide range of protective compounds. Do you have enough variety of fruits in your diet? Proper hydration is also crucial. Often, we confuse thirst with hunger and end up eating when we should be drinking water. Stay well hydrated throughout the day to support optimal brain function and reduce the craving for sugars. Now, let's address an important question. What if you don't have easy access to these protective fruits? Not everyone has blueberries available year-round, especially in certain regions where they might be more expensive. In that case, look for local alternatives with similar properties. Local berries, for example, are rich in anthocyanins just like blueberries. Red and purple fruits are generally good sources of antioxidants. Acai, typical of the Amazon region, is extraordinarily rich in antioxidants and can be an excellent alternative. You've probably realized that we're talking about much more than just preventing cognitive decline. We're talking about optimizing brain function at any age. Even if you're young, these food choices will benefit your brain now and in the future. Prevention is always the best medicine, don't you agree? Many of my patients ask me, Dr. Sophie, what about antioxidant supplements? Do they replace fruits? My answer is always the same. Whole foods are almost always superior to supplements. Fruits contain hundreds of compounds that work in synergy in ways we don't yet fully understand. An isolated supplement rarely manages to replicate this complex interaction. Another fascinating aspect is the gut-brain connection. The fibers present in fruits feed our beneficial gut bacteria, which in turn produce short-chain fatty acids and other compounds that positively influence brain health. It's an incredibly complex and interconnected system. Let's recap what we learned today. Certain fruits with a high glycemic index like ripe mango, very ripe banana, watermelon, raisins, and pineapple can contribute to brain inflammation and cognitive decline, especially after 60. In contrast, fruits like blueberries, strawberries, avocado, blackberries, and tart cherries act as true protective shields for your brain. The key is not to completely eliminate any food, but to make conscious, moderate, and strategic choices. Combine fruits with proteins or healthy fats, vary your choices, and stay well hydrated. Small daily changes can have a profound impact on your long-term brain health. Just as Anthony experienced significant improvement in his cognition after adjusting his diet, you too can notice differences in mental clarity, memory, and concentration ability. And it's not just fruits that matter, of course. A complete Mediterranean diet rich in vegetables, fish, olive oil, and low in refined carbohydrates is consistently associated with better brain health. I hope this video has been enlightening and helpful for you. If you like this information, please leave your like, share it with those you love, especially those over 60, and subscribe to the channel for more health content based on scientific evidence. Stay with me, because in upcoming videos I'll reveal how to combine these protective fruits with other foods to further enhance their neuroprotective effect. The difference between one fruit and another can literally save your mind. Until the next video, this is Dr. Sophie Miller, caring for your health in an integrated and evidence-based way, wishing you well.